Hey, Tim's Workshop. Hey, this is part 3 of the Mercury Mark 10 Restore Will It Run series. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the spark plug boot that is missing on the motor, so we won't get an arc off of it and get shocked. So we're going to do that. It only costs like a couple bucks. And then I got the fuel adapter for this old motor, because what I have, I didn't have one. So I'm going to have to get another fuel tank, plastic fuel tank, at probably up at Walmart, and then put the fuel that I have that is in my auxiliary tank that is set up for my Mercury, that has oil injection tank on it. Okay, so for these old guys, you have to pre-mix the fuel that's in your auxiliary tank 50-to-1. So I have the oil mix for that, but I need it in my auxiliary tank so I can run this. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Alright, and then we'll get the cover off here. I figured out how to get these covers off now. You have to come straight up with it for it to grab a hold of the handle, grab here, and pull up on it. And that's, I figured out that's what's tearing this right here is the throttle here. So if you have the throttle in reverse and get it pulled back, it won't tear this thing. So just a little tip for you. All right, so this is the first thing we're going to do is fix this. I don't want to lose this spring, so I'm going to temporarily just put the spring back on here for now. And I'm going to pull this one off just to see how this is, how this spring is put in there. And yeah, this ought to be interesting. So I'm going to put turn the camera off, and I'm going to pull this apart just to see how it's put together before I put this one together. I didn't put my microphone back on, but I'm close enough that I can show you what I did. So as you can see, I have the spring. I clipped off the end of the wires that were sticking out down to the rubber, and then these pins, I'll get this back out here. See, it has a little, I don't know if you could see it here, it has a little pin that that's sharp, and you put it down into the to the wire like this. I used my needle nose pliers to push it down all the way, but just so you know. Okay, so now it's ready to put the boot on. I took this one apart, and the way I did it is I pulled it out like this and then greased it up and put it back in so I could see how it was put together. So now I know how to do it. The next step is to put some silicone grease. Okay, it's a dielectric. Okay, it's for electric parts, but it's also for to put on brake pads and the back part of the brake pads and stuff like that to keep them from squeaking. But I just use high temp brake grease for that anymore. I save this stuff for the outboard motor, because it works good on contacts. So you put some where the boot's going to slide on the spark plug here, and then put a little on the pin itself. Okay, just like that. And then the boot, you put some where you're going to slide this onto the boot, okay? Help get it in there. And then this is the old, probably the original boot, and this one here is you know, it's the same size, but it doesn't look the same. So if I can get the original one someday, I will replace it. So now it's ready to go. So we're going to slide this in like this. So you got to keep your fingers up here, because this thing will just pivot. So we'll get it started in there, okay, and then get the pin in there, okay. Now the spark plug cable, and you look inside the hole here, and when you have it all lined up in the hole like that, now it's ready to put on. Okay, now we got spark plugs again. Okay, next step is the fuel. Well, let's get this fuel hose hooked up. I put 1 gallon of gas in this. Hopefully it'll be enough. And put the fitting on the hose, the correct fitting for this. And I got a little 2-stroke oil here. Put it on the O-ring, make it a little easier to slip on. And push this down and feed it on, and there we go. Okay, that makes it easy to get on. Now we got to put the new adapter on. Okay, we got the new fuel adapter here. I had the cost about 20 bucks. Well, with tax about 25, but 23, something like that. Anyway, I bought it at a marine store because when it comes to fuel, I don't want to buy cheap stuff for fuel. No. So this is a better thing to have for this. So you don't want to over tighten this kind of stuff, right? So what you do is you get some of the thread sealant, okay? High temperature thread sealant. So what you do is you put this on there, and when you do it, just a light amount, okay, and when you put this on there, it's usually white, but it's got some, it's been sitting around, a little bit of white on there. So once you tighten this down, you snug it and don't over tighten it. And the thread sealant after 72 hours will be tight. Okay, well, first of all, the barb that came with the adapter, it was a 1/4, which was not working with this hose. It's 3/8, so this one is going to work good. So we'll put it in there. But first off, before I do that, I want to make sure I got enough fuel in here, so when I pump it, there's going to be enough for the pickup to put it in the motor. And right now I can see down inside there that the pickup is not even close. So we're going to put in some more, but what I want to show you is on this instructions here, it says to where does it say it here? So this is what I'm using, synthetic 2-stroke oil, TC-40W3, okay, and that's and this is 1 gallon of the 2-stroke oil. And then on here it says, right here, it says 2.6 ounces per US gallon. Okay, so I got one in there already, so I'm going to add another gallon. So 2.6 is like just a little over half of this right here. So let's pour this in there, and there we go. 2.6. It's actually a little over, but that's okay, because this is what I'm using to mix it with. This is a 2-gallon tank, so about half of it, 2 gallons. So about half of it is 1 gallon. So put that mix in there. Okay. Now we'll pour in 1 gallon. What I did is I hooked up the new fitting. It goes underneath the where the handle goes, and we just pumped it up. You look at all this here to see the carburetor, see if there's any leaks. You do that before you start it. I do it every time, and then I'm pumping this up, and it's tight. So it's got fuel in the carb, and it's ready to try to start. And I don't see any leaks, so that's good news. All right, we're going to put the hood back on, because that's the only way you can start it, unless you use a drill motor with a socket, which we're going to try later, you know, to test the spark and all that. But I'm going to go ahead and try to start it right now. I got the choke on. Choke lever's down below here. I got it in the start position. And it should be in neutral. So let's make sure we have this in neutral. Okay. Alright. So I think we're set. So I'm going to hook up some water to this with some muffs for now. Okay, well, the muffs won't work, so I had to put a bucket underneath it. But it's up above the pickup where the water comes in. So let's give it a shot. Turn the choke off. Choke back on. Okay, well, it's not firing. Not surprising, but I thought I'd give it a shot. So we'll go through the checks. We'll check the compression, we'll check the spark, we'll check the carburetor, and so forth. All right.